Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Encounters, the late night #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Welcome. It's 10:49, not even 11 o'clock yet, and we're on before 11. Hey, Diane, good to see you. Everybody coming in here, you know it's going to be another good show. And last night's show, I'm downloading last night's show on YouTube, which was phenomenal, and hopefully if the YouTube my YouTube has been having some problems, but if it downloads properly, you'll see the whole show, and that'll be on my YouTube channel. So hopefully in another 20 minutes or 30 minutes, that'll be ready to go. But tonight is live again, always. Jennifer, thank you for the roses. We appreciate all the gifts you're giving us unconditionally. We do appreciate your support. Wherever you are around the world, welcome to Encounters. I'm CmdRAleon, your host, Mystic Maven. Karen, good to see you. Everybody coming in, and always good to have our audience from all over the world. We have people everywhere watching the show, U.S. and abroad. We're doing well. How are you doing up in Quebec? And hey, everybody out there, Starseed, everybody. And we're going to show another airline pilot video of a really incredible sighting above a storm, a lightning storm, and you'll see in a little bit I'm going to show this video of this airline pilot flight where they recorded these objects like going crazy, blinking, and I think it's like a not red color but off color. Get the W. Good evening, Rosa, Terry, everybody out there, wherever you are. Please share and like. We want to get to 100,000 likes. So you have to tap. Like if you tap the screen, it will actually increase the likes on the top right. We're at 299, but if you tap, we're 329. It'll keep going up. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. And last night you got some information about what's going to be happening with the planet. Which was really important. We had Eddie from the Star Nation conferences with us last night, and then April as well. So between April and Eddie, we had a great show with good information. Things are getting exciting. In the next year into 2026, we're going to have some major shifts on the planet, and I think we all have to get ready for that. And we're still here. We're still doing our interviewing people coming out of the closet, people that are having encounters, people that are recording non-terrestrial objects in the skies now. Increased sightings all over the world. So it's starting to generate higher and will continue to increase. And of course, I'm going to have to get another gallon of apple cider tomorrow. This is my last big glass of cider until tomorrow. I finished a whole gallon of cider within a couple of weeks. Oh, interesting, Kai. I had one show itself Friday night. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Juliet, good to see you. Tim, welcome. Monica, hey, Monica. Everybody come in here. Let me just do this here and see if I can get these folks here. And we're just going to invite randomly people to the show. That's what we do here. So I just send my random invites. Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome, Mr. Shadow Maker. Welcome, Shadow Maker. Good to have you. Samuel Ben Israel, I think it is. Welcome to the show. Dubaloo. Hey, Dubaloo. Good to see you again. Susie Graves, 93. Good to see you. Area 52. Welcome to the show. And everybody out there, wherever you may be. And we're just getting started. So we'll usually have a couple hundred people in here by the time we get towards 12:30 a.m. And good to have you with us, everybody. That's really weird. The numbers on my viewer screen say there's only 89 people in here. I know there's more than 89. TikTok is kind of weird on the slowness tonight. I'm pretty sure we have more. Yeah, now it's saying it's 100. It'll go up and up and up. It'll go higher than 100. Hey, Lisa, welcome to the show. Victor. Yeah, I started a little early tonight. We try to do that every once in a while. Absolutely. Barbara T., welcome to the show. A good evening to everybody. The Discerner, welcome Discerner. Gabrielle. I'm looking at Alfani. Emma, welcome Emma. Jackie, welcome Jackie. Hey, One Toyota. Little Lake, good to see you. Thank you again, Barbara, for the heart me. We appreciate the gifts. And we appreciate all the people we have here. Bipolar Espresso says, I wish I'd have contact. It'll happen. One of the best things you can do, Bipolar Espresso, is download the C5 app from Dr. Stephen Greer. If you have an iPhone, you can download it on Apple for like $10. If you have Google, if you have an Android phone, you can do it through Google Play, and that'll teach you the protocol of how to have. Oh, you do have it. Yeah, if you use that, you'll eventually have visual contact. That's a great app. Well, I'm glad you have it. You'll have it eventually. Hey, One Toyota, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the lightning bolt. We appreciate it. A sleeper joined. Hey, sleeper, welcome to the show. You're learning. That's the thing. You know, it's always a beautiful thing to learn. Hey, Gazelle, good to see you. And Cole, thank you for the heart me. We appreciate it. Hey, Linda. And all the people, Julie Kaiser, I think it is. And for new people, you're watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Do you know that? Did you know that? Now you do. We are. This show is live and direct. This is not recorded like half the stuff on YouTube, or most of the stuff on YouTube. Thank you, Cole, for that gift. That's interesting. I was a sage, the smart being. I've never seen that before. Your dad is retired from NASA. Interesting. So, bipolar. Did your dad have high security clearance? I'm very interested in what you just said. That just caught my attention. Let's see here. He had some, but not enough. Okay, he had a little bit. So, when he was with NASA, did he have any information about UFOs or anything like that, your dad? Or did he just not have enough security clearance to have that information? Good morning, UFO. Thank you for following. We appreciate that. Hey, Ray, and hey, Mary. Good to see you. And Carter, thank you. Hey, good morning. Good to see you. Good morning, UFO. Thank you, River Blue, for the hanging lights. We appreciate it. Around 8 years old. Terry Bryant. So, Terry, we might want to get you on the program here, Terry. Again, for all the people that have had things happen to them, whether it be visitations when they were kids, abduction experiences, video recording with your phone, constant sightings where you are or where you live around the world, we want to know about that. You have to be over 18, no kids on the show, no cursing, no foul language, no drinking, no drunks, no smoking at all, no vaping at all. If you're doing any of that stuff, we can't put you on here. No paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics. That's the deal. So let's see here. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. He was a computer engineer on the craft. He said they absolutely exist, of course, but... Oh, he did say they exist. Bipolar. Interesting. And then NASA never a straight answer. Good morning, UFO. On that, some places he had to walk right by. Ah, okay, because he didn't have the clearance. No school for the next 2 days. Hurricane. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, be safe down there. I think what we're going to do, randomly speaking, I want to have, I'm trying to think who I'm going to bring on first here. The commander does things like this. We're going to bring Terry up here first. If Terry can come up here, we'd love to interview you about when you were 8 years old. For those that have never heard this story, I was visited when I was 8 years old, he says. And we'll see if he comes up or not. Terry is going to be our first guest of the night. Terry, welcome to the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Good to have you with us.
How's it going?
Good. And I know a lot of people will be interested in your story. And it seems like a lot of the folks that have been visited or abducted were done at an early age, 3, 8 years old, 13 years old. Tell us about your story and how it happened.
So I was in my bedroom. Actually, I was asleep, and I just woke up out of the blue and just like awoke, and looked to my left, and to my left was the wall, and there was a gap in between the bed and the wall. And it's like I immediately looked right at it from just out of my sleep, out of nowhere. And it was just standing there, and it ducked right below the bed. And immediately I felt this overwhelming sense of peace, and immediately went right to sleep. And and another strange part about this is I didn't remember this for like years. Like I was in my teenage years when I remembered this. It's like the thought came to me all of a sudden. I remembered that this happened, and I was like, "What in the world?" But the description of it was, I guess it was a what you would call a typical gray. And I could barely make out the facial features. It was somewhat dark. There was a light that was on, but it was like, kind of like a night light.
Yeah.
It was dim, but I mean I could see it, and it was just strange. And yeah, it was really the only experience I ever had as far as that goes.
Now, the gray is actually a zeta from the Zeta Reticuli system. So when that happened to you, you basically, did you have anything? Did they take you on a ship? Were you in your room still? What do you remember of that nature?
I have no memory of it. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't even think a full 5 seconds went by, and I was asleep.
Yeah.
Like it put me right back to sleep. I don't know if that's what it was, but like immediately I felt an overwhelming sense of peace and safety. I don't know if that was something my own brain did, but or something it did, but that's what happened.
Yeah. Now, since that period of time, have you noticed any implants or things that weren't in your skin before that happened?
No, I haven't noticed anything like that, but I have noticed other things that I can't explain. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't even know if it's related, to be honest with you, but it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. And maybe I'll get into it another time.
No, you maybe will. But just to know this, there's probably more that went on besides you forgetting what happened totally and having vague memories. I think that was done by the Zeta to you on purpose so you wouldn't remember anything. But the fact that whenever the Zeta tend to interact with a child or even with an adult, what they're doing is, in many cases, they are abducting the person, and many times they will take you on their ship and do whatever they're going to do, and then they bring you back to your house and your bed and all that stuff. So there is possibilities that memory that you're not getting is because it's blocked. You can't remember too much.
Right.
It's absolutely blocked.
Yeah, I agree with that because, again, like I said, I didn't remember this until I was in my teenage years, and it just all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so um, that's it was really a profound memory that came back to me when it was just hit me all at once, and it's never happened since. I don't think it's ever happened before or since. I've had some experiences where I would be laying in bed and maybe watching TV or whatever, and I would be drifting off. And it was always at the moment that I was drifting off. I felt like there was a blue hue that would all of a sudden um, come over, and I wouldn't be able to
Hmm.
move, and I
Oh
would
wow.
almost feel yeah, I would almost feel like I was being pulled out of my body. I'm not
Huh.
sure exactly, but yeah. So I've had those experiences on and off since.
That's interesting that you felt like you were being pulled out of your body. You might have been that you were projecting out of your body in an astral level that you weren't aware of.
That's what okay, so I've done research on this, and that's kind of what I thought, and that's why I wasn't sure if that was related or not. But um, so I mean, yeah, that's the only other experiences but those experiences have happened since then, and it's not all the time, and it hasn't happened in a long time, but it used to happen all the time.
You might have some control over what happens unconsciously, not that you're consciously aware of what's happening, but on some other level, it seems like you're controlling the events of what happens. It,
That's another thing. Yeah, so yeah. Um, I don't know how much I want to get into that, but and there's a lot of times where I feel like there's some sort of a control that I have over something like that. It's kind of
yeah.
odd.
And some humans do have control over it. The fact that you do have control over it is probably why you're not being abducted, or, as some people that are abductees, they will be abducted and they have no control over it. You seem to have control over what's going on with you.
Yes. It's hard to explain. I'm still trying to figure this out myself. It's it's definitely an eye opener. I don't know exactly how to explain it. It's again that kind of thing hasn't happened in a while, but there's other things that's been happening recently. That's not
Yeah.
that it's not that. It's more of while I'm awake. There's I don't know. It's hard to explain.
The only thing we don't
Um,
get into is the paranormal. As long as it's not paranormal, we're good.
no. It's not paranormal. It's more of I feel like I don't know. I just I think maybe we can get into it another time. Maybe.
Yeah, when you
Uh,
feel
um,
comfortable,
yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, I'm glad you came up enough to tell us about when you were a kid, and I think that might help a lot of other people that have had experiences. So this is a beginning. Again, there's no rush. When you feel more comfortable, the next time, say, Commander, I want to come up and I want to tell you the other stuff related to the ET thing. We'll talk about it too.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you, Terry. Thank you for
Yes,
coming up on the
sir.
show. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's give Terry a round of applause for coming out of the closet about what he happened to him. And I'm sure there's much more than that that's going on. So when he feels comfortable, we'll have him come up again. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. And, I'm trying to read all the comments. Now, I know there are people out there that are having visitations and are videotaping and talking about spaceships over their homes. I'm reading some of the comments here. So, who has a story that's never been on the show before, who'd like to be on Encounters and tell your story? Tell your experience. Let people come out of the closet and just go for it. You have nothing to be worried about here. I'm a great talk show host. I treat everybody with respect. We have good moderators here, so it's a great place to be. Michael says he had the same experience as Terry. Have I seen UFOs or spaceships? Yes. Ever since the 1960s, I've seen them. but I'm very in this field of ufology. I separate the paranormal, and I will continue to do so. That's a whole lower vibrational separate area for, and there are people on TikTok that are into that stuff, and they do lives on it. So more power to them. But here, this is really galactic, cosmic, non-terrestrial, extraterrestrial, multidimensional realities. We get into all that stuff, UFO sightings, people keeping tabs on those things, and people that are having visitations with space beings or lower vibrational beings. A mosaica, because your inner spirit has guided you here. That's why. Because on an inner level, your inner spirit's trying to get you to get more into the cosmic on this platform, and that's why you're here. So I'm glad you're here, because you wouldn't be here unless your inner spirit didn't guide you here. And the inner spirit always guides you in the right direction. And you're watching Encounters, everybody. Welcome to the show. Man, if you didn't see last night's show, that will be on my YouTube channel. And hopefully, thank you, Tara, for that. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Thank you. Some of these TikTok gifts are really interesting. And as usual, here comes Kay Sue. Good to see you. Many blessings to you, Terry. Mr. Anthony, I'm new. Commander, just for you. It's new just for you. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that new thing. Lavola, good to see you, Lavola. Everybody come here and here. I shared one of my shows on Facebook. I think it was this morning or this afternoon. One of the shows I've done here that's on my YouTube channel, and I actually, put it on my Facebook as well. So I do still use the Facebook on the Astro Contact stuff. I'm sharing that on Facebook so people can kind of get to see what we're talking about. We're at 19,000 likes. We want to go to 100,000. I know we can do it. Jennifer, thank you for the heart me. Yes, Laval. I saw you on Facebook as well. Hey, Kathleen, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. And Hetty, thank you for the heart me. I want to show this video. Give me a second. I'm going to set it up. Okay. I'm going to show you this video. I got the lights low here. I'm going to show this video, and it's going to blow your mind. Let me see here. This is an airline jet pilot. I think we can show it. I'm going to have to turn it around, but we're going to see let me turn this light on for a minute. We're going to see a video of a airline pilot jet above the clouds during a storm. And in this video, you're going to see these really beautiful lights of what are probably more than one craft. And this was taken recently. So let me take a look. And I'm finding these airline pilot videos that I think are going to be really interesting for you to see. Things like this that, the Pentagon's UFO site, if it's still even up anymore, they don't even show you half of what the things that I find, because I find some really good stuff. Well, your screen is totally black. So let's take a look at this right now. Let's get into it. a new feature of the show. Let me go out of the effects button here. Okay, we're going to do this here. Turn this light out. And then we will turn the light back on as we get... Okay. Let me see if I can show that to you again. This one was 16 seconds. Let me see here if there's a longer... Here we go. This is 31 seconds. There's a storm below. They're above the storm. Look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That was just one of many videos. Let's see here. We go back. Okay. And we'll see if we can show you another video here. And we'll see if there's anything interesting here. We'll play up another one here. And that one's not as interesting. Right here on Encounters, showing you UFO videos. Let's see here. Let's try this one here. Okay, this is daytime footage. Nope. Some of the footage is not as interesting to me. I do a lot of research. Let's see what this one is here. And let's see if this video...
There's another one way up there to the right. Just barely...
Okay, this is a...
There he is again. See him now?
We're going to show you another one in a minute, I think. Yeah. I'm just trying to see where the craft is. This is a commercial airline pilot.
There's three of them up there. Four of them.
They're talking about these objects, which I don't even see.
Are you recording? I think so.
Let's see here. Interesting. Yeah, airline pilots are actually getting it together here. So let's see. I'm going to try this one here. This is over the water. And let's see if this one has... Oh, yeah. Now, these airline pilots are... I'm trying to see if there's anything here to look at. All right. Well, we'll get into more of that. Let me just go back into my mode here. and welcome back to the show. And I'm CmdrAleon, your host. So I'm going to try to do each night 1 or 2 airline pilot videos that I will select and show on the program here, just so you know that commercial airline pilot people from different airline flights are recording. These are the people that fly you from coast to coast and from the U.S. to Europe. They're seeing stuff and they are recording it on their phones. They're recording it. Now, whether their airline, whether the airline likes it or not, they're recording and they're posting them. And I think it's important for us to realize that more and more of these airline pilots from different airlines around the world are actually documenting what they're seeing. And I think that's important. Hey, Linda, thanks for being here. I think it's really important. Jojo, how did you choose your human Earth name? Well, my name, Aleon, is my space name from off planet. That's my actual name, Aleon. My Earth choosing of my name, one time I was with my friend Ashtar Athena, and when I was with her, I got my name. She said, "What is your name?" I was at a group of people in New York State. I got stuck overnight during what I thought was a storm, and actually the whole night outside this condo, the trees looked like neon blue, and the sky was completely foggy, and there was luminous light of blue all over the sky, like flashing blue, and found out there was a large ship above, which is causing electromagnetic disturbance in the atmosphere. So the way I got my name of who I am, or to remember who I was at this gathering with a woman named Ashtar Athena, and she was a telepathic communicator with the star person named Ashtar, and they asked me what my name was, or Ashtar did. And I said, well, my name is Aleon. Now, I never ever said that before. I never even knew my name was Aleon until I had said that to Ashtar. And so no one ever told me my name. I just, like, for some reason, had my name just downloaded into my consciousness of who I really was. And from there on, it was just the way it was. So, yes, that's a great question. Yes, Ashtar Athena is in California. She's on Facebook. She posts on Facebook. And she's alive and well. She's in Los Angeles. And she's a dear friend of mine, too. I've known her for years. And for people that do not know who she was one of the original people that had been in contact with the space people through the 60s, 70s, and onward. She was also involved, as Tarthena. She knew people like George Van Tassel from Giant Rock and all these other, not Giant Rock, from Joshua Tree, California. Giant Rock, which she knew all the people there that were contactees, the first generation of contactees that are no longer around, that were taken on board flying saucers and spaceships that were human beings. That was the first generation. That wasn't even what we're doing now. That was the first initial generation during the Cold War of space people visiting certain people who were the original contactees. And now, in this present time, in 2024, we have a whole new generation of contactees. And the contactees are different than the abductees. So those that I call contactees, if I label a person a contactee, it's based on your experience. Like if you had a positive contact and were taken on a spaceship physically with men and women that were wearing space outfits that were spiritually advanced more than humans, you would be considered a contactee. If you had the opposite experience, okay, I know all about this stuff. So for a new generation of people, you might not know what the difference is or what a contactee was. So I'm trying to define it for you so you'll know whether you were a contactee or whether you were an abductee. If you're an abductee, that means you were forcibly taken or visited by lower vibrational ETs that implanted you with implants or took you and did things that were against your agreement or your will, so to speak. Okay? Hey, Paranormal, good to see you. So I also like to educate people on the show about the differences between contactee and abductee. They're very different. So don't ever say to yourself, "Oh, I'd like to be abducted." You don't want to be abducted. Nobody wants to be abducted. Don't ever even present that idea into your consciousness. But if you want to learn how to have spiritual contact with positive ETs, men and women from other planets, then you need to be learning how to do that in a very positive way, because there's a big difference between the abduction scenario and the contactee scenario. It really is a big difference. So people need to learn those things. Safety meeting. Why hasn't anyone done a live sit? I'm not sure what you mean. SITU. Can you explain? Yeah, abductions are a reality and bizarre, but they're also now. Oh, thank you, Mosaic. Oh, safety meeting says, why has anyone done a live sightings? I think it is. Is it? Live sightings. And hey, welcome to everybody. Is she Ashtarthina Sharan? So Ashtarthina has been known as Ashtarthina Sharan since the 1960s. And she wrote for Sedona Journal of Emergence. If you've heard of the magazine Sedona Journal of Emergence, after she stopped writing for it, for some reason I started writing for Sedona Journal of Emergence for about several years. And then I stopped writing because I was getting into my radio stuff and I just, too many things. So I used to also be a writer for Sedona Journal, and I talk about the Ashtar Command, and I talk about the different aspects of the Star People. Elon Musk, Jordan. Hey, Jordan, good to see you. He can't take any home planet. He's not going to get even near Mars. He'll not be allowed to do it. He has certainly. Yeah, he has illusions of grandeur. Thank you for that gift. We appreciate it. Terry, yes. If you truly, honestly believe it, you can manifest it. So, for example, if someone really meditates, really focuses on Christ consciousness, they can manifest contact visually with space people of light. If they truly feel it, believe it, live it, yeah, they can do it. Teach people how to hold camera still. Yeah, a lot of times people don't hold the camera still. They're too excited. The average human being that goes out and records a UFO or something when it's a real thing, it's just a normal thing. People get excited. Hopefully in time, people will learn to hold the camera, be excited, but hold their camera. So I understand what you mean, safety. So welcome to the show, and we'll definitely answer questions. I know there's been a few tonight, so again, welcome. And we'll be on here till 12:30 a.m. Edda, good to see you. Good to see everybody in here. But it is important to know, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and where you're doing it. I do think a lot more people are now waking up. They're learning how to learn contact. They're using the application of the C5 app, which is really good for a lot of newbies that are trying to learn how to do this properly. I highly recommend that as well. And of course, the train's going by. Yeah, I did get to see that. I thought it was pretty cool. I've been getting a lot of wonderful emails of people taking pictures and video clips they've sent me of what they're documenting. Jay Niner in Texas has been documenting amazing footage of spaceships where she is. You have to get her on here, Jay Niner. And she's been posting on her thing. A lot of people getting some good documented things happening. And Nicole says she loves the sounds of trains. No. But you can't call it a train UFO because they're on a railroad track, so that doesn't help. That doesn't really work too well. I'm in Texas and have contact for a while now. Let's see here. DD Divine, you're being called up on the show Encounters as the train goes by, too. That's pretty cool. And if you wish to come up, you have to be over 18. No foul language, no drinking, no drunks, no driving, no smoking, no vaping, no paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics. No kids on the show either. As the train goes slowly by. I love the sound of trains. So don't be shy, Dee. I'm a contactee. I've had contact when I was a kid in the 60s, so I can relate to people that are contactees, Dee. So just come on down. Come on up. I just sent you a request. And if you do the multi-guest option, I can pull you up on there too. You'll see the little icon for multi-guest option. Let's see if Dee will come up and share her story. Oh, in a bit. Okay, when you're ready to come up in a bit, we'll be here till 12:30 a.m. Eastern, 7. That's that would be 11:30 Central. There you go. Weird question. Hey, Hart. 3 different people all dreamt about UFO landing at our old house. Any reason? The only thing I can possibly respond to regarding the answer is they all had a specific connection, and possibly the space beings on the spaceship, what is called the UFO, transmitted telepathically, told 3 of you or 3 people that, hey, you're going to have this happen. That's the only thing I can think of, which makes sense. Oh, plus it was haunted. Okay. Yeah, if they've had Bigfoot encounters, that would be true. Other things, maybe not, but the Bigfoot, yes. Hey, Ashley, good to see you. Speaking of people, I wonder where Ashley Bashley is with her NASA people. I wonder what's going on with that. I just need to get home first. Oh, yeah, when you get home, we'll have you on. Robert, let's see. I've been getting so many videos from different people. I have to think about it because I'm getting a lot of stuff now. So if I don't remember exactly whether I did or not, I have to go back. I'm getting everything on email, so I created a separate folder for my encounter stuff where people are sending videos and stuff to me here. And eventually what I'm going to do is look at some of the things and potentially repost them on my main page here on TikTok. Hey, Lupita. The Mothman, I don't really get too much into that. The Mothman actually is definitely non-terrestrial, but I kind of stay away from that part of it. Yeah, Patrick, great question. So Patrick's question is, are the Bigfoot space beings? And my answer would be absolutely yes. They're interdimensional, they're highly intelligent, and I know that April in Vermont has Bigfoots in the mountains where she is, and they're very, very intelligent beings. Robert says, I've had the most unbelievable things happen to me in the past month. Robert, what actually happened to you in the past months? I'm kind of interested to know what's going on. Let's see. Eric says, a shot of lights is seen at the night. They're unbelievable. Let's see here. We're going to be Robert. If Robert wishes to come up, I want to hear some of what he's said has been happening, the unbelievable things in the past month. So, Robert, if you'll come up, we'll be happy to do an interview with you on Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. You know, some nights it's really amazing how many people want to get in there and get on here with us, and other nights it's, you know, I just read the comments. Oh, orbs, okay. So we're going to find out where Robert is. He's talking about orbs and things like that nature. Hey, Robert, good evening.
How are you doing, madam?
We're doing well. Welcome to Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show in the United States. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you. The past month and a half, I got kind of strange videos anyway that I've been posting on TikTok. But the past month, I can't even explain the first thing that I got on video. The only thing I can say is I looked at the monitor one night and I live in the country. I see two diamond-shaped lights parallel to each other above the ground, probably about 5 feet. Uh, the bottom diamond-shaped light is projecting light on the ground. But here's the thing: you can't see these with the naked eye. You can only see these with infrared.
Really?
Everything that you see on my page is things you cannot see with your eye. It has to be infrared. And
Wow.
one of the latest videos I posted, there is this I can't explain, like a smoke, a mist or something rising up in this unbelievable fashion. And luckily for me, right outside of the camera is a tree, and you see the leaves are not moving at all. But if you were to assume that the movement that you're seeing, it would look like a gale force winds or something like that. And
Yeah.
the most incredible thing was the other night, I see this white, sort of weird shaped object falling from the sky. I'm seeing all kinds of star movement. I know they're not stars; they look like stars, but all kinds of movement.
Those would be like spaceships in the sky, yeah.
Exactly. But this thing comes down. It's shooting down pretty fast, and I have this on video. It's shooting down pretty fast, and when it gets close to the ground, it stops, floats up, turns into an orb, and begins floating around my yard.
Oh, wow.
It's unbelievable.
And
I'm
how
in the
big was it?
process. I would say probably about uh, a good sized basketball, maybe.
Really?
I'm real hesitant to release these videos. I'm in the process now of talking to some people and making sure I go around the right course, because I'm telling you, I've watched a lot of security cam videos and stuff over the years, a lot of paranormal shows, all that stuff. I've seen nothing that comes remotely close to what I have on video.
Wow. I can't wait to see this. So now my feeling is, from reading your story or hearing it, is that these orbs are coming from a cloaked spaceship all the way out there in our upper atmosphere. That's what I'm
There
getting.
most definitely are. I even have lasers and stuff like that, and I've
Yeah,
been learning over the past 3 years uh, a sort of interaction with them. And
yeah,
it seems like every day that goes by, it's getting close. I've gone outside when these orbs of light are outside. You can see me
yeah.
in the video actually walking, but again, I can't see them with my eye. I have to have my phone with me to
Right,
watch
phone.
the security cam, and it's crazy. I'll before the night's over, I'll shoot you one of them just so
Oh,
you can
good.
see for yourself, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
I, I,
I
I
don't
like
know
that.
whether
That'll
to
be
run
good.
crying or or
Well,
to.
let me ask you a
I
question.
don't feel like there's
When
anything bad.
I was going to ask you that, how did you feel when these things come down to the ground level where you are?
I don't feel anything malignant or anything negative. If there's any kind of negative feeling, it's my own perception of not knowing what exactly I'm walking around, this and that, and my
Yeah.
own apprehension. If they wanted to do something to me, or even one of my animals, it would have been done a long time ago. Because, like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I've been experiencing these sort of things, not on this level with the light thing, but I've
Yeah.
been experiencing weird things around our on and around our house for the past 3 years,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
just it's ramping up. Is what it's
Oh, yeah.
doing. It's getting more intense.
And it's going to continue to get intense because what's happening is these are all things that are going to happen right before major contact happens on Earth. All these things that you're documenting are very important to what's going on out there, you know?
It's the people that have come over to the house, and I choose to share this with them. They're they are they're just stunned. They're like, "What is that?" And they're like, "There's
Right.
one thing to see something, this and that, but you have actual really weird activity going on constantly." And I'm like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've been trying to yell from the mountaintops, but it's so hard to get your voice out, as you know. Because you could have the most amazing video in the world, but without context, or people really knowing, they'll look at it for 2 seconds and just keep moving. You
Right.
know,
There's
and
context. And if you have context, Robert, to the video, like the date, the location of the video, the storyline behind what you're recording, it really does make a big difference, doesn't it?
it does, and I'm gonna get more into that. But like I said, these videos of the past month and a half, I almost feel like, and I don't want to get into that conversation, but yeah, I'm real hesitant. I'll talk to you later on about
Yeah.
what's running through my mind on this, but it's something very special. I know that.
And I can tell in your voice that it is, and it's very peaceful too, as well. I can also feel that coming from you and the vibes on that. Well, I want to thank you for at least giving us a bit of information. You know my email, just email whatever you wish to email me and I'll look at it. I'm starting to get a lot of stuff, footage from people. I'm trying to weed through everything. So it's a lot of work, but, we try to
I'll
analyze the
shoot you a
videos.
little something tonight, and
Okay.
I'll try to connect with you later.
All right. Very good, my friend. We'll let you down gently here off the ship. Robert, everyone, give him a round of applause for sharing some things here with us. And we thank him for that. I've seen a lot also and would love to get closer contact. I think, Kedek, you will. Heidi says, is it true? We are expected to have major contact in 2025. So we're going to bring Heidi up. Heidi, I'm going to bring you up so you can actually talk to the commander. And you can ask me over the live program worldwide here, the number one spiritual UFO talk show, social media. Just accept my request that I sent you, and we can have a conversation, and I'll be happy to talk to you about 2025. Let's see if Heidi will come up. You got to be over 18, no kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drinking, no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics. And I think Heidi is with us on Encounters. Hey, Heidi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's nice. It's nice to meet you and bring you up on our show live instead of looking at your sentence. Um, So whereabouts are you located on the planet?
My mom was actually the one.
Oh,
I'm located in Florida.
oh, great, great. Good to have you with us. So the question was, is it true we are expected to have major contact next year? Is that correct?
I'm not sure, but yeah, that was my question.
Okay, so 2025 is going to be the beginning of increased sightings of spaceships around the planet. Many of them will be cloaked, some will not be cloaked. As we get into 2026, that's the year of contact. 2025 is going to be the year where things are going to ramp up, and the space people, the star people, are going to start showing themselves more and more, at least with their ships visually, what people call UFOs, but they're not UFOs, they're spaceships. They'll be showing themselves more visually to people. Many people are going to have their first time seeing what they think is an unidentified flying object, which in fact is a spaceship. So yeah, there's going to be different parts of the world. There'll be increased 2025. Complete things are going to start amping up. The governments of the world or the pentagons of the world have no control over it. So when this starts happening, don't look for disclosure in 2025 from any Earth-based government or Air Force or space agency on our planet. It's not going to happen. But it will happen from above, meaning that the space people have everything figured out and they will start showing themselves as they are ready to do so between 2025 into 2026, 2026 being the year that major contact will start happening.
Okay. I actually have a theory about something that my mom saw yesterday morning.
Okay.
She said that it was bright as day. It was like 9:30 in the morning, so the sky was clear and everything. And she told me that she saw a black orb flying over a car and like out towards my sister's house.
Wow.
And I want to know your thoughts on this because I have a theory that they could be cameras. Because I've looked into this and there are sightings, about 650 sightings all around the world of these orbs.
Well, the orbs, I think, depending on if they're non-terrestrial and they're not Earth-based government monitoring systems, the ones that are definitely non-terrestrial, they're unmanned, and they could be sent from a big spaceship, possibly. So if the black orb, someone's asking how big it was, Pixie. Do you remember how big it was that you were saying?
Yeah, my mom told me it was about the size of a basketball, and she said it was like shiny, like
Yeah.
glass, and it was black.
Really interesting. So it could be it could be a monitoring thing that is sent from a large spaceship that is cloaked, and it's there monitoring or taking information in the area that it's in. So it's hard to say. I'm getting very much so that it's definitely sent off a larger ship. It's unmanned, of course. It's small, and then whatever it's doing, it takes back to the ship what it finds.
I actually, when I was looking into this, I found an article, and I think the article was from last year, and the article stated that NASA and the Pentagon have also seen these orbs, and
Yeah.
they said that they haven't been able to capture one, and they don't know what they are.
They'll never be able to capture them. This is the funny thing about the Air Force and the Pentagon. They're going to try to capture these non-terrestrial orbs that are unmanned, but they are controlled by an intelligence on a larger spaceship. That's why they can't catch them. These things can outmaneuver any Air Force jet out there, no matter what the country.
Right. They said that they had actually, I think, a jet, an F-106, I think it was. I'm not sure exactly on that. But the article said that they had one of these planes following it and
Wow.
that they couldn't keep up with it. And then it went all the way up to 40,000 feet.
Wow. I mean, the orb went up to 40,000 feet. Yeah, because it's definitely coming from a larger intelligence that's controlling it. And evidently, they know where the orb's going to go. They kind of know what they're going to do. It's really interesting. I've seen when the event happened with last year, was it last year, when the weather balloons were coming in from China, so to speak? There were also
Right.
jet fighters going after these orbs that were in Canada in the Yukon Territory, and they got permission by the Prime Minister to go there, and they never were able to catch any of them. They were really quick.
I'm actually curious because I this is my first time watching your live.
Oh, good.
I'm wondering how you know so much about extraterrestrial beings.
If I tell you something right now, I might just blow everybody's mind who hasn't watched my show before. But I'm really excited, Heidi, that you found my show. Because out of all the TikTok things out there with people running around in cow outfits with disco lights and doing crazy things, I'm 21 years into radio on WESU FM NPR radio for 21 years. I've been a contactee since I was a kid in the 60s and saw men and women in a space in a flying saucer with light blue outfits on when I was a preteen. And they told me that I wasn't from here, but I didn't know what that meant. So as I got older, I went through college, high school, and all the things other kids do. But my consciousness wasn't so much, I didn't care about the earth based stuff, although I participated in it. I started feeling more and more like I wasn't from here. So if you ask me how I know so much, and I don't read anything on websites from other people's writings. The reason why I know so much is because I am not from here. I'm from Mars originally. I came here as a star seed. Do you know what a star seed is?
I've seen some videos explaining that they were previously extraterrestrials who were reincarnated into human bodies.
Yeah. So basically, I came here. When I came here from Earth, I'm from the Ashtar Command realm, which is the spiritual Christed beings of light. I came here on mission to Earth, and give me a moment to just reflect on what I'm saying here. And then when I came to Earth and became an adult, that's when I became activated. Now in this time period, I'm really activated, and I know many things because I just have the knowledge. I don't go by other websites for people's knowledge. I have my own knowledge that I get downloaded, and when I say downloaded telepathically, do you understand what telepathy is?
Yes.
So I'm telepathic. I receive and transmit depending on what I'm doing, but I do get downloads from my space family quite often.
So as a starseed, do you have a specific mission that you are supposed to be doing?
Yes. So you have brilliant questions. Thank you. So there's a group of us here. You'll eventually meet all of them. I'm in a group of 5, and let me see here. A group of 5, and let me see. I was going to say we're a group of 5. There's 4 other people in the group, and we are going to be essentially going off planet soon, probably in 2025. And we're not going off planet to be off planet for permanent. We'll be coming back and forth from going off planet, and I am with what you call the Ashtar Command. So if you're not familiar with that, I don't assume you are. It's the positive forces of light that represent all the beautiful people from beyond this earth that are coming here to help Earth in the year 2025 and 2026, the main year of this contact. So, so one of the things people will learn is we are going to physically go off planet. We'll be taken on a spaceship, and then we're going to be coming back. We're going to be this program here that I do and my radio show are going to be the main sources of information for disclosure. It's going to happen here on this show, and it's been something we're doing quite regularly here. I've actually helped people that have been abducted on my show, and they said they were implanted by Zeta. There's multiple things I can do here. I'm like a cosmic book, but I've actually taken out implants remotely from my show here with people on my show, and I've destroyed the implants. So there's a lot of things about me that, and just keep asking questions. I'm happy to, to answer your questions.
I probably only have time for one more. But so is it true that they're like, of all the species of extraterrestrials, that the Greys don't have the best in mind for us? Like, are they the ones that, are the abductors? And I think I recently heard that the government has said that that is no longer allowed for them to abduct people.
Well, the government didn't say that. The government were the ones who actually, for 70 years, with the Pentagon's blessings and General Eisenhower at the time, for reverse engineered technology, they told the Zeta Reticuli beings, the Zeta, that they could abduct humans, and they've been doing it for pretty much over about 70 years. But the government was totally guilty of allowing that to occur.
So, do you know what the reason was behind that? Why they allowed that? If there was some sort of agreement?
Yeah, they wanted to do that because they wanted the Zeta to give them their technology to reverse engineer and create spaceships similar to theirs by our scientists being able to replicate what they already had. And they said, okay, you can do this if you give us the technology, because all our governments ever cared about was the technology that they were in, not so much the understanding of anything other than the technology.
Okay, that makes sense. Definitely sounds like our government.
Oh yeah, our government has been totally ingrained. Not just our government, but a lot of other governments, China and other places. Yeah, I actually took out Satan's plug. There was somebody in here being a troll on TikTok. We have a thing called trolls, and I just blocked Satan's plug out of the show here, folks. So he's no longer here. He shouldn't be anyway. So these are things that are really crucial. And one of the things I hope to do as we get closer to contact and visitations is this, like I said, this is going to be a forefront, this show, where this is going to be the center point where a lot of information is going to be coming forth. It's not going to come forth on YouTube. There'll be all these people on YouTube and all these other shows on YouTube where they're going to try to project their three-piece suits and the big microphones and say, we have the answer, when in fact I don't have any elaborate studio here, but I have the information, which is more important.
Okay, I can't think of any more questions right now, but if I do, I can probably come on another time, but I want to give someone else a chance if they want to come on and talk about their experiences or have any questions.
Well, thank you so much, Heidi. I appreciate it. You had beautiful questions.
Thank you.
I think it's really important for me. If people have questions, I have a lot of knowledge on the subject. You're more than welcome to come up and ask me questions, and I will try to answer them too. Heidi, thank you very much for coming up here, a first-time viewer, and we hope you'll be with us regularly here. We're on at 11 o'clock at night normally till about 12:30. So there you go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me do this here. And I'm going to bring Bird up. I like that question. Bird, we're going to bring you up here, Bird. And we're going to let Bird come up here and ask me that question. So Bird has a question. Bird, accept my request. You have enough followers to come up on audio. She's asking, will the ETs turn against us if the military tries to attack them when they show up in 2025? So Bird, come on up. As they, the game shows where they come on down. So Bird, come on up. Do you know how to get on live? Just press the request button or go to the multi-guest option and press the request thing, and I'll bring you up, Bird. Let's see if Bird will come up. Can we get the Bird up here? Let me see here. Ah, the Bird is coming up. Very good. Hey, Bird, how are you?
I'm okay.
Well, I
Can
saw
you
your
hear
question.
me?
I can hear you. Whereabouts are you in this planet? On this planet?
What was your
What state?
question?
What state are you located in?
North Carolina.
Oh, great. Good to have you with us. So your question was, will the ETs turn against us if our military tries to attack them when they show up in 2025? Correct?
Correct. And I
No.
asked that question because I think I remember reading decades ago that our military saw what they thought was a spaceship and they were firing at it out in California. Have you heard
Yeah.
that story?
A long time ago I did, yeah.
Yeah. So that prompted the question.
Yeah, so this is the deal. So when the Ashtar Command, which is our space family, the people from other planetary systems come here, the government might try to do something foolish, like try to attack them. But one good thing is that the Ashtar Command has the ability to shut all the weapons down electronically that are used in electronics. All the satellites would be knocked out. So they definitely can stop this from happening. And in terms of the extraterrestrial civilizations, they're not going to turn against us. They're just going to shut down the military industrial complex and shut all their weapons off. So they won't be able to use them.
That's pretty scary because it puts them in full control of us.
Right, but you have to understand what we're dealing with. I come from the Ashtar Command. I am not from here. I came from Mars, which has about 10 to 15 million inhabitants. I am human. I'm living the human experience. I enjoy going to the beach, but I'm not from here. And I also am from the Ashtar Command, which are beautiful men and women from planets where there's total peace. They're vegetarians. They don't, they don't blow up planets. They don't blow up each other. We're the only ones. I would be more scared of your own world here, the way you're treating with each other, the way people kill each other on wars and mistreat each other, and all your homelessness on the planet. I'd be more concerned about that than be afraid of star people that are here to help you.
I'm in full agreement with you. I don't know what's happened to this world.
Yeah, you see. So I when I'm here, I speak when I start talking and people ask me questions, you get me talking. Yeah, I know a lot of things, and this planet has been run by people that don't have the best interest of humanity or any life form, marine life, whales, dolphins, whatever it is. They have no regard for this planet, and they don't care what happens to this planet. So people need to be more concerned not with the coming of contact with space people that are here peacefully. You need to be more concerned with the way your world is being mistreated and polluted and everything else that's been done with it in this lifetime. You should be more concerned with that. When the Ashtar people come, they're not going to do all our work for us. We have to be the stewards of our planet. We have to be the ones that take care of our planet. We have to be the ones that are going to be willing to be the peacemakers of our planet, the light workers of our planet. So that your question's a great question, and I always like to go in depth on a question, not give you like a 1-2 answer, because it's more than just yes or no. There's just a lot to what's happening right now.
Absolutely. I'm full agreement.
All
I
right.
thank you so much for talking with me.
Oh, and a pleasure to have you on here. So thank you so much, Bert, for willing to come up and ask the question and letting me answer that question. So
Okay,
thank you very much.
that's what I'll do.
We're gonna let you
Thank you.
down gently off the show. You're welcome anytime. And this
All
is what
right.
I'm gonna do this here. You're watching Encounters, and this, I know I haven't done this a lot, but I do have a lot of knowledge, and I interview a lot of people. But if you ask me a question like that, I will give you the answer because I know what's going to be happening. I know what's going to be happening. I get downloads all the time. I know it's going to be happening on the planet in terms of contact. I know a lot of things that are going to happen, and I'm glad she came on and she really asked me some really good stuff. Let me see here. I'm just going back down here. James Dallas says, seen hexagonal UFO enter dark portal. Then shortly after, Air Force fighters at night, Seattle, Washington, 1998. And my kitty is here. Does she want to be? Oh, no. What are you doing? My cat's trying to play with me while I'm on the air here. The bird is the word. Let's see here. So I'm going to bring James up here. Let me see. Let me go backwards. Abducted in 1988. We're going to have to bring James up here. And let me reiterate. You have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No drinking, no smoking, no vaping, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics. So we're going to try to see if James would like to join us and share information about what happened in 1998. You're watching Encounters, the late night, definitely the hottest spiritual social media UFO show here. So let's see. It looks like we have James joining us internationally from our studios here in the United States. Hey, James,
Hi
welcome
there.
to the show. Good to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
And tell us about what happened, your story, abducted in 1998.
Yes, that's true. It was, at first, it was very interesting because how it developed was from seeing, like being paralyzed and seeing people in the place where I was living, and then seeing those people, their disguise like just disappearing, and then seeing, I guess, what you would call grays, I guess.
Yeah,
Not
they're actually
exactly
called.
sure.
They're actually translated into Zeta. The Zeta. They have the big
Mhm.
eyes and the big heads. Yeah, the Zeta.
Yeah, yeah. And so they visited every night. And every night I was paralyzed and there was nothing I could do. And they had me in a state of consciousness that is somewhat accelerated, and yet still there's a paralysis there. And I was unfortunately messed with, and I got fed up after a week. I was really stressed out. I was working hard, and I had to deal with that every single night. Every day I woke up, and was this a dream or was it real? And I couldn't tell until one night I was like, I got to fight back because I don't know how I'm going to fight back. But I bought this book called The Book of Merlin, and I put it under my pillow. And the night that they came again, I like somehow all this was happening in a holographic way. Like I can't explain.
Yeah,
But I was
yeah.
able to alter my form and attack them, and they were really shocked because I don't think anybody had ever done that before. Like I was able to psychically fight back, and they were
Wow.
really shocked. And then I woke up, and then that's when I looked out the window, kind of like exhausted from the experience, and then saw that real ship go into what I could describe as a shadowy,
Like a portal of
shadow
some sort.
realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the hexagon, by virtue of the hexagonal shape, with some kind of holographic phase distortion, are able to open up a shadow realm and enter it, and where they go after that, I
Right.
don't know. Yeah.
Essentially, is a galactic portal. They open it up to go back into space wherever they came from, and that's what that been. So now with the abductions, this is amazing, folks. When it's 1998 is when it physically started, correct?
It happened for about a week straight. Yeah, in the summer of '98. Yeah.
Now, since that period, have you had any other encounters with the Zeta or no?
No, I don't think they. I think they could, because what happened was when I fought back, created this sound that somehow turned into light. And when I fought back against one particular one that seemed to be they're like totally work, like they're almost like they move and stuff at the same times and stuff like that. And I think they share their telepathically, they share their consciousness. They can talk to each other telepathically and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I use this sound of light as all I could best describe it as, to completely disintegrate this one of them, like completely, like out of existence, like erased from the universe or something like that. It was really a trip. But then I'll never know if that part was part of my subconscious and like a dreamy thing or not, but I do know what I saw when I woke up, and that was not a dream. I can tell you,
reading your story, it was not a dream. The Zeta might have tried to play games with your mind, but everything you're stating was your own experience, was your reality experience. So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did they put any implants in you when they interacted with you?
Yes.
They did.
Yes. Yes. It's funny because they look like they're kind of almost indistinguishable from like parts of the skin that might have like not a pimple, but like where fluid might develop, and so where you could press the fluid a little bit. It's kind of disgusting, but in my neck, on the left side of my neck, I'm pretty sure that they did a lot of other things too that I don't really want to talk about.
You don't have to, but we don't want to get into that. But just the implant, simply stated, that's what we can use. So on your neck, on the left side, there's an implant.
I'm pretty sure that it's an implant. If it's not an implant, it's a residual effect of having had an implant.
Yeah, if they put an implant in you, that implant is probably still there. Let me ask you a question. How much do you know about my show and what I do here?
This is my first time on your show.
Always the first time. I love it. So how would you like me to take out that implant remotely from where I am here? I'll destroy the implant. I mean, do you really want to have the implant in your body for the rest of your life? It's not going to hurt you when I do this. If you talk to any of the people watching my show, I've taken I work with the Ashtar Command. I came here as a star seed. I have human experiences like everybody else. I live a life like everybody else, but I'm activated. My father on the ship a few weeks ago activated me to do more stuff with the palm of my hands. So when I sit here, I don't even have to be in the same room where you are. I can take the implant out and I can destroy it. You never heard of anybody doing that, have you?
I've seen a lot of things. I think that they chose me for a particular reason and my abilities that I have, but I don't think it's there anymore.
The Zeta tend to pick people to control them and to mess with them, the human beings on this planet, whoever they pick. I don't know how come they pick certain people, but the Zeta come from the Zeta Reticuli system, and what they do to people is their planets have been basically dying. Their civilizations have been basically dying in the third dimension. Even though they have spaceships, they became very advanced at one point in their lives, were human like we were, went past being human, and went and generated their bodies to look like they are now, and they've messed up their whole planetary system. Their reproductive system has been messed up. They became to look like big eyes, which they are, with the big heads. And when they abduct people, some people that have been abducted, when I explain to them what they did to you, like you as a human being, it's not good. They'll make you think that it's good, but it isn't good what they did to you. And especially if you have an implant in you, one thing when I interview people that have had implants, I always will ask if I can take it out because you don't want to live with an implant in you. I'm pretty sure it's still in you. And what I do is I'll scan your whole consciousness from your head all the way down, and I'll clear everything out that they did to you, and you'll feel totally different in another 5 or 10 minutes. You'll be not the same person.
Sure, okay. I'm getting encouragement from the people in the chat, and I acknowledge them and thank them. And sure, I mean, I'm in a. It's a little bit busy at home, but I'll try
Okay.
to. I'll try to stay in this relaxed position. Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's fine. Whoever's your relaxed position, that's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. So, what I want you to do is, I'm going to do this, folks who are watching my show. I am able to take out implants. I work in cosmic Christed consciousness, and I work, and I also know right now that on the spaceship, my father, Robar, and my family are watching me on a monitoring screen. They watch our show from the ship constantly. So, we're going to do this now. You're going to see what I'm doing. And
Okay.
it's all being documented. It's all being recorded. So as you close your eyes, please breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils a couple of times until you feel completely calm, and just let me know when you're ready. And for people watching this is the real deal. I don't have any crystal balls. I have no pendulums. I don't throw cards in the air or anything like that. What I do, I am from outer space. I am a space person, a starseed here having a human experience, and I'm fully activated to do this. So if you stick around long enough, you're going to see what my abilities are here. Okay, James, when you feel comfortable, you let me know.
All right, I'm concentrating. Although
Okay, that's good.
I must say before we begin, I know it's hard for people to believe in stuff like this. But I remember how it felt, and I can tell you it was terrible. And if it's true that there's something still in there, then it should be at least spiritually, you know, assisted, you know, or if not, if you can't go there, then there's a psychological aspect to all this that I'm sure everyone can appreciate. And
Absolutely.
that's all. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start. Keep your eyes closed. Give me a moment. I'm going to start amping up the energy in my palm of my hands. This is all I'm using is my hands for everybody. I don't have any super duper technology here. Everything goes from my palm. I'm going to switch over to my Ashtar Command Consciousness. Give me a moment. As you keep your eyes closed, I'm going to start working. I start from the consciousness of the brain area. We're going to work our way down to the neck area in a moment. As you relax, I'm start sending slowly some beams of light energy, heat energy into your consciousness. In a few minutes, you'll start feeling some energy coming through. I'm amping up the energy more remotely from where I am here. Now we're going to shoot the energy into your head slightly. It will not feel uncomfortable whatsoever. I can feel the heat amping up in my palms as I speak. Tell me how you feel.
I feel good.
Good. We're going to go down to the neck area. I'm going to locate the implant, and we're going to take that out and then work on the rest of your body to make sure there's nothing else there. I think I found it here in this area. We'll still scan all of your neck just to make sure. I'm scanning the rest of your body, your legs, the outer perimeters, your back, everything. And as I'm doing that, I'm clearing all the residual energy from when they did do what they did to you. Okay, we're going to try to pull the implant out. It's not a huge implant, but it is in there. You just start feeling some pulling motion, but it'll feel comfortable like a breeze. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel good.
Good.
I thank you for that very much, and I
You're very
thank the
welcome.
people for their encouragement too. And I very appreciative for this moment. Thank you.
And Carol, I'll help you. Once I know your story, Carol, I'll help remove your implant as well.
Great.
The area where your neck is, how does that feel now?
It feels.
The area where the implant was, how does that feel now? I mean,
It yeah, it feels better. It feels like. Oh, that's nice.
that's
Nice.
okay.
Right in the background. You okay, sweetheart?
Everything's fine.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It
shooting a
feels
lot of
good.
energy into that area.
Yeah, it feels good. I just want to say, in addition to being very appreciative, if anybody has any experiences like this, you're not alone. And it's hard for people to believe it, but they and don't think that they can't be defeated, because they can, because a person can, if they find the right frequency of light, can defend themselves against them, and they're very ill prepared for. They're so confident in their abilities that when you do fight back, they are in absolutely disarray. They don't know what to do, and their telepathic link with each other is also broken.
And one of the things I'm going to do for you, James, is we're going to put a bubble of protection. So we're going to do one more thing, two more things here. I believe I've got the implant out, and you're good. So one of the things we're going to do now is I'm putting a invisible shield around you. I've cleared all the energy in your body. I've amped up your energy in your, what you call your brain area. You've been elevated into a higher frequency. And as a matter of fact, I got a lot of heat energy coming out of my palm here that you can probably feel where you are. So I'm going to put a shield around you now. You keep your eyes closed for a minute. I want you to say these words, James. This is really important.
Okay.
So you're going to say to yourself now, I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic. What was that?
Christed. I am a cosmic
Christed
Christed
being
being.
of life.
Here you go. We'll say it one more time. I am a
I am
cosmic
cosmic Christed being of
Christed
light.
being of light. I am love.
I am loved.
I am light.
I am light.
And I am protected now forever. No more abductions ever again.
Protected now forever. No more abductions ever again.
All right, brother, you're all set.
All right. Thank you.
And I thank you, James, for sharing your story. All right,
Thank you
you
for
so
sharing
much.
yours, and greetings to Bohar and the rest of your family.
No problem. Thank you. Robar and my family are watching, and I'm sure they're watching everything I'm doing here right now. So I'm going to let you down gently. And
All
then
right.
Carol. Carol's our next guest. Carol, where's Carol? And we're going to help Carol. And my cat is still talking, and now she's walking the other way. Carol, I'm going to bring you up. Let's see, where is she? Here she is. And we're going to actually hear her. I want to hear her story first to know what happened to her. And we're going to remove the implants that they did to her.
Time. Scott loves him and gets along with him. French.
Okay.
My family is.
Oh boy. TV off.
I turned it off. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, now I can hear you. With the Earth-based TV off, we're good. So tell me a little bit, Carol, where you're from and when you got abducted and when it started happening.
Okay, I'm from Florida. Most of my life spent in Florida, and I was in the military for 4 years in the Air Force. I don't know 100% if I was abducted, but I've always had that feeling, like, for most of my life. And you guys were talking about the implants. A couple of years ago, I was sure I had one behind my left ear because it was a bump that just would not budge, and it was kind of hard. And then the VA found that what they said, an anomaly in my brain. They don't know what it is. So
really?
I would really like to know what that is.
Well, how would you like me to tell you that definitely you were abducted? And secondly, that's where they implanted the implant. And how would you like me to destroy the implant in that area?
I would love it.
Okay. So folks who are watching this, I don't play any games when it comes to this. About a month ago, my father gave me some abilities, and I am from the Ashtar Command. I am a space being as well as a human being. So if you don't understand what that means, I work in multiple consciousness of the cosmic Christed level and the human consciousness as well. So now I'm still working in that consciousness. What I'm going to do here on the show for Carol is I'm going to take the implant out. I'm going to destroy the implant.
Great.
And so you're most welcome. And I do this work unconditionally. As you can see, I'm not charging $10,000 to take your implant out. I'm doing this just because it's part of my mission work to do this because I love humanity, I love people, and that's what I'm here to do. So what we're going to do now is close your eyes.
Okay.
Please close your eyes. And breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils a few times. And when you feel comfortable, let me know when you're relaxed.
I'm relaxed.
Okay. We'll begin. I'm going to amp up the energies now. In a moment or two, you should start feeling energy coming to you. I'm going to do some tests here so you know I'm there, remotely doing this. So in a second or two, let me know what you feel above your head.
Okay.
Starting to feel it?
Yes.
Good. What we're going to do now, everybody, is we're going to scan her brain area. Where is this implant supposedly?
Towards my left side, towards the back, I think.
Towards the back, okay. I think we found it. Give me a moment. I'm sensing some heat energy where I believe I see it. I just wanted you to feel the energy hitting the implant. It's not going to hurt. It's just going to be like a tingle.
Okay.
Give me a moment. When you feel it, let me know. I'm working that area right now.
Okay.
I'm scanning. I'm still scanning. I'm getting a lot of energy beamed into that head of your brain area, through that whole area. I'm scanning. Tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Am I close? I'm scanning. I'm amping up the energy through my palm more so it'll go into your physical body there.
Okay.
I'm really going to scan the whole thing with a lot of energy right now.
Okay, I feel the energy.
Okay. It's going to get stronger and stronger until I get that implant out of you.
Yes.
I think I've got it. I'm going to start pulling it out. It's not going to hurt. Whoops.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I'm using one hand to pull it out. As I'm pulling it out, you should feel no discomfort, but you'll feel something that is leaving your area of that part of your body. I'm amping up the heat energy to dissolve it. What we're going to do is take it out and dissolve it. And as I'm doing that, I'm also healing that open area where the implant was. We're taking it completely out now. Give me that's a lot of work. Now I'm going to shoot a real heavy beam of light from both sides of my palm. You should feel this right now. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going closer in. I'm going to make sure the whole area is cleared out of any residual energies from the implant. You should be feeling heat energy coming around you.
Okay.
I'm working. Yep, you feel it now?
Yep.
I'm also making sure the rest of your body is clear. I'm slowly going down around your leg area. Give me a moment. I'm basically trying to clear all the energy and they're going to amp you up with amp up the energy of your brain area. And now I'm doing a swirling energy of heat on the upper part of your head there. It's to bring more calm and peace to you. Give me a moment. How do you feel now in that area?
It feels good.
Feels good?
Yeah, a little tingly as it comes and goes.
Yeah, we just took the implant out. Essentially what I did is I destroyed the implant.
Awesome.
Yeah. You'll be able to sleep now. And also any discomfort you had in that area, I also put a healing energy of light in there. So it's repairing what the implant did to you. And that you won't be able to see the healing of the mending of what happened, but it is healing very quickly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're now very blessed. I'd like to do a cosmic thing that I do with everybody that I help that has been implanted and taking the implants out. I do with everybody that I help that has been implanted and taking the implants out.
Okay.
I do with everybody that I help. That's the face people. The Astro Command. That's the face people. That's my space people. The Astro Command. That's the Astro Command. That's my space people. They're coming over your phone. That's the Astro Command. That's my space people. They're coming over your phone. That's the Astro Command. That's the Astro Command. I want you to say these words. It's okay. That's my space family coming over your phone. I want you to say these words. It's okay. That's my space family. Please say these words. I am a Christed cosmic being of light. It's okay. Please say these words. I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
Please say the word again. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being
Please say
of
the
light.
word again. I am a cosmic Christed being of light. Say the word again. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I want to thank you, Carol. You are a blessing. You are truly loved. You're a blessing. You are truly loved. Thank you, Carol. You are a blessing. You are truly loved.
Thank you so much.
Blessing. You are truly loved. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Bless everybody. Good night.
The Astro Command is very excited. My parents are watching. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The energy was so intense. The energy from my hands was so intense. The effects on her phone, Carol, you should be okay. Carol, that was pretty amazing. Yeah, they were very excited. I know my father, my mother, everybody on the ship was watching this, and they were coming through on your phone. Yeah. So folks watching this really did happen, and that was coming from my space family over her. So my voice was going into outer space. When that happens, my voice is transmitted off planet, and well, they can watch me on the thing. Oh, thank you, Cliff. You heard the sound of water. Beautiful. Again, understand, I'm still learning from my family how to use what they've given me, my father's given me to do. I'm still learning. I'm slowly learning how to use this, but I remotely have destroyed the implant in her, and I am from the Ashtar Command, even though I am in my form here. My form on the ship is I am taller, and when I do go on the ship, I'll see my off-planet body, which is in stasis right now. Yeah. It's 12:39. Okay. So, to say the least, this is a show that is really out of this world. I want to thank my family on the ships for watching. Yeah, they basically transmitted the signal to other Ashtar command ships, and my voice was heard into outer space. So if you're not used to what I'm trying to say here, my voice went into outer space. My voice, let me try to explain this in human ways. So the transmission of my voice on her phone was transmitted, and they heard it on the spaceship, and they also monitored the broadcast. They monitored the broadcast. I'm truly just very happy for Carol, very happy for her, you know. And I think my father's happy with me because I am helping people. You know, I am helping people out here. And I do this unconditionally, you know. That's where we come from other planets. We help each other. And just as I'm here to assist. They choose to do what they wish. They chose to pick her for whatever reason. But they picked her to go through her phone, and it was a blessing to help her. And yeah, anytime this happens, I'm truly very happy and honored and blessed that that person was helped. Ann J, if you're with us here, Ann J, you need to get up to 50 followers before I can do anything to help you. So if Ann J can get 50 followers, I will help you tonight. You'll be the third person that has been implanted that I want to know your story first. And as I know your story, I'll be able to find out what the implant is, and I will remove it and dissolve it and destroy it. Yeah, so she has to change her setting. Yeah, definitely. Papa Smurf, absolutely correct. Right on the money. It was meant as a confirmation. You know, I don't normally would say this. If anyone else has been abducted, seriously abducted, I will help you. I'll do one more person here tonight. I feel really good about this, you know, help one more person. And so if you're having abduction experiences, I'll stop them. Gigi Picasso. So Gigi Picasso, we're going to bring you up here, and you'll be our last guest for the evening. And we're going to welcome you, Gigi.
Hi.
Gigi, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you with us.
Hi, thank you. Just
Okay,
trying to
and
grab my
whereabouts?
earphone.
Oh, no problem. And whereabouts are you located, Gigi?
Where am I at?
Yeah, what state or what? Yeah.
Oh, Arizona.
Oh, good, Arizona. Okay. So tell me about your story. When did it start? So I have a better understanding of what I'm dealing with.
So as a kid, like I'd have these crazy nightmares. I'd get like those paralyzing ones, and then I'd have some where you'd just see them and they would just, you know what I mean, not let you move.
Yeah.
And then, so I spoke with somebody else who she's the one that told me, she's like, oh, you have something there in your head and in your heart. And I'm like, what?
How did she know that, this person? How did she know you had something in your head and your heart?
She has gifts. Like she's always
Okay.
told me, you know, things that
Okay.
nobody should know. Like she shouldn't even know herself.
Okay. I got you.
But she just said, oh, I don't think like it'll affect you or anything, but I always wondered, like, why, like, is there
Yeah.
something there or what? Because it just, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I'm getting the feeling you had visitations of some sort. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, just, it's really hard to describe because you don't know which ones were dreams and what, you know what I mean? And what was,
Yes, I understand.
like there was times that I would be stuck in these nightmares. I call them nightmares because I couldn't get out of them. I knew that I was awake and I couldn't wake myself up. Somebody would have to like physically wake me up.
Yeah.
And other times I would just wake up and they'd be around my bed, and I
Now,
couldn't move.
when you say they've been around your bed, can you describe what these beings look like?
I couldn't see clearly. It was just like shadows. Like I couldn't see them
Shadows.
that well because my room wasn't light. It was dark. But I knew that
And
they
what
weren't
year?
supposed to be there.
Yeah, no, it was all your stuff is real. What year was this?
Oh, it was since I was a child.
Since you were a child.
Yeah,
So you
this
mean
was happening. It was happening like almost every night because when I was really little, I could like astral project myself, but I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like I just thought I was flying every night.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was even doing. And then that's when nightmares started happening. And that's when all these weird things,
And are you still having these experiences?
No, now it's actually, now it's weird. Now, I can't remember anything that I dream. And before, all of my dreams were always, not vivid, but lucid. All of my
Yeah.
dreams were lucid. And I thought everybody had dreams, like lucid dreams all the time. I thought everybody dreamt that way. And then I learned that they don't. And now I don't remember any of my dreams. And before I could remember everything.
So, how would you like to have those implants taken out?
That'd be awesome.
Okay. You'll be my last person that I'm going to be doing this with tonight, but I'm happy to do it. And I know my space family's watching. I know Commander Rollbar is watching me. And if anything goes crazy with your phone, I have nothing to do with it. If they're excited, they might come over your phone and I might echo into space. So just to let you know. So I want you to close your eyes. Do you have a TV or something on in the background?
It's on, but not like playing or anything. You want me to turn it off?
If you can turn it off, that would be great.
Okay, I don't know where the remote is, but
So if you're watching the show tonight, folks,
As he literally just teleports around you until you're dead.
I don't know
The good news
where
is
the
he's
remote
not
is. I'm
nearly as
trying to
powerful as the six-headed demon, though. He gets
turn
too
off.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, we can clear the energy of that stuff. So right now, what we're going to do is have you close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to breathe in and then breathe out your nostrils. Breathe in and breathe out. And what's that other noise in the background? I hear it's like talking.
Oh, my kids. They're actually upstairs.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. You're good.
Freakishly loud.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just stay focused on this. So as you breathe in, breathe out of your nostrils. Okay. And as you keep your eyes closed, relax until you feel totally relaxed. Let me know.
Okay.
And then we'll start working on you. So the first implant, where did they say it was located?
In my head, like where my forehead was on my right side.
Okay, so we're going to work on that first, and then we'll work on the other implant. So what we're going to do, folks, is take the implant out of her forehead, and we're going to take the other implant after that out of her heart area. That's where the second one is?
Yes.
We're going to take that out too. Okay, as you keep your eyes closed, stay focused, breathe in and out until you feel completely relaxed. I'm going to amp up the energies into your, remotely, I'm going to amp up heat energy into your brain.
What happened?
Stay focused, please. When you start feeling energy, let me know.
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay, you feel it? Good. What we're going to do, everybody who's watching this, we're going to take out 2 implants. We're going to take out 1 implant that's in her forehead. And whenever I take out the implants, there's no pain when I take them out. I will take them out and you'll feel nothing except a tingling sensation. So we're going to take that implant out now. Let me just go deeper in towards the forehead. I'm using both palms of my hand here. Tell me when you feel the energy where the implant is, and then I'll take it out.
Oh, okay.
Right there. I can feel something. It feels like kind of an edge of an object. Do you feel it?
Yeah, that's weird because that's what I felt like a triangle, like a
Yeah.
sharp.
Okay, we're going to take it out right now. Give me a moment. This will only take me a minute or 2. I'm going to pull it out. I have my eyes closed so I can see what I'm doing. I'm pulling it out. Almost. Almost. It's almost down now. And when I pull it out, I'm going to put a healing energy around that area. It'll heal very quickly. Building up heat energy.
Get my victory. Get back to where I get still wondering.
How's that feel? Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's like way better. Like I actually felt all of that. I'm just
So how's that feel now?
way better.
Way better?
Yeah,
Do you
that's
feel
great.
that?
Like I could feel it lifting.
Yeah, I took out the implant. The implant is gone. Let me a moment. I got to make sure it's destroyed. It's gone. It's destroyed. It doesn't exist
Yeah, I could
anymore.
feel it as you lifted it. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
took
could
the
feel the
implant out.
progress.
The implant is no
Wow.
longer in your forehead that they implanted in you. Now you have an implant in your heart.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to work on that area. Please close your eyes.
Okay.
Whereabouts is it, near the heart, or where is it near the heart?
She just told me that it was like on the top part of my heart.
The upper part of your heart?
Yeah.
Okay, let me close my eyes. Close your eyes, please.
Okay.
I will work on taking that implant out near your heart. These ETs that did this to you had no right to do what they did. Let me do this here. Okay, I'm going to go near your heart area. I'm now working in that area. I'm just going down a little bit. You should start feeling heat energy near the heart, around the heart area. Let me know. I'm amping up the energies.
Okay, yeah.
You feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take for everyone watching this, we're going to take an implant out of her upper heart area that was implanted by the negative ETs, and we're going to destroy it. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm slowly pulling it out. I'm going to use both hands here. They really put it in there. I'm taking it out though. I'm going to dissolve the implant. I'm going to take the whole implant out of your heart area, and you will not have any pressure on the heart or anything. Almost out. Almost out. Almost out now. I'm using heat energy to dissolve it as I pull it out. I'm making sure it's out of your body before I dissolve it. Almost out. One more thing to do. Give me a moment. Man. I'm going to destroy the implant. Give me a second. We give everything back up to the Creator. Everything goes back to the Creator. And the implant has been destroyed that was in your heart. How's your heart feel?
Way better.
Your heart feels better.
Yeah, definitely.
The implant's no longer there. That was above your heart, near your heart. I took the implant out and I destroyed it.
Okay, thank you so much. Like,
No, it's my...
especially the forehead, like the forehead one, I could literally feel the waves of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was just amazing.
And this is all documented, folks, this will be on my YouTube channel. Everything I do is documented. Everything I do out there who watches this program, like I said, I am from space. I am human, but I am also from the Ashtar Command, and my family is watching this right now on a monitor on a spaceship. So, Gigi, it's my pleasure to help you unconditionally, and you'll be able to sleep well. I want to do one more thing here. I want you to say these words. Keep your eyes closed. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
We'll do that one more time. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am protected always.
I am protected always.
And I will never be abducted ever again.
And I will never be abducted ever again.
I'm going to put a shield around you. Give me a moment and then we'll let you go. You're going to feel a tingle. I'm going to put a shield around your body. It's going to be invisible. You'll be well protected with the shield I put on your body. It'll protect you from being... No, you can never be abducted again. I've amped up your energy, vibrational levels in your brain. You'll never be able to be abducted ever again.
Okay.
And you're all set. I want to thank you, Gigi, for being here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
All right, and if you ever have anything you need or help, let me know, but you should be good now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're going to let her down. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Pixie, take care. And give me a moment to realign my energies. This is Encounters, a show that's out of this world. And Yeah. I want to thank everybody for being here, and any final gifting for the show you wish to do, please do. I want to thank all the people I did not acknowledge as they were gifting because I was focused on helping everybody. Kitty, thank you. Thank you for the roses. Alalu, thank you. Brenna, thank you for the hanging lights. I appreciate that too. And I think, I think I am tired. Juliet, thank you for the chili. Jennifer, thank you for the lightning bolts. Juliet, thank you for the roses. Slam, we're never too late. This show is going to be on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. So we're going to call it a night here. Again, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow night on another edition of Encounters. And thank you, Linda, for the roses. We appreciate all the gifts, large and small. Thank you. And I am a little bit tired, so I'm going to stretch. It's a lot of work to do this when you do this, you know? But there you go. So the commander is going to sign off. I'm going to say goodnight to my space family on the ship for watching. And we send our love to everyone around the planet here on Encounters. Take care, everybody.